Uh, we have Aryaman Singhania, who got into NYU, and he's now going to share with us about his experience. Hello, Aryaman. Welcome. Uh,
Hi.
Thank you for
Hi.
joining this call. And we are looking forward to hearing about your journey. And maybe you can just start off by telling about your name, which school, which high school you're from, and which year at college you're at.
So, hi guys. My name is Aryaman Singhania. I'm from Dhirubhai Ambani International School in Bombay. I'm in the class of 2023 for NYU Stern, and let's move ahead.
Cool.
Okay.
So, Aryaman, what are you studying, uh, and why? Why did you select that major?
So I'm studying finance as my main. So okay, in Stern we have uh, our major is business administration, and from that we get to choose different concentrations. We can do multiple concentrations if we want. So I'm looking at doing concentration in finance and data science, and I'm going to do a minor in computer science. So I'm choosing finance because my whole family is always into finance. I love numbers, so it's really easy for me to it like it comes to me naturally just to work around in that. I'm gonna do a data science actually because I won the STEM major in my diploma in my college degree, because this way I would get an extra year in my CPT OPT to work here, and a computer science minor because I'm really interested in programming and coding. I wish to pursue fintech in the future, so combine finance and computer science.
Awesome. Uh, Aryaman, which all colleges did you apply to back then, and why did you finally decide to go to NYU?
So I actually applied to 4 or 5 colleges. I sent out my application to 4 or 5 colleges. I had like 9 on my list. I hadn't sent all of them out. I did ED to NYU Stern, um, and the other colleges that I sent out my application to was USC, UT Austin, and one more. I don't recall it right now, but yeah, but I chose NYU Stern especially because it was in New York. That was my number one priority, and also, of course, because I was applying straight to the business school from the first year of my college. So I was not going to be wasting my time um, doing liberal arts classes in the liberal arts school, and then after 2 years joining the business school in junior year, and then having only 2 years to complete my classes. So from here I was in the business school from day one, and of course it was a top business school, so that was also one of my priorities. And yeah, being in New York and the global hub of all the students from everywhere around the world, uh, so many international students here, so many different perspectives, and a lot to learn. And of course, one of the biggest cities in the world, so most opportunities.
That's great. That's really cool. Okay, Aryaman, tell us a little bit about your high school grades, about your test scores, or any
Yeah,
English
of course.
proficiency exams if you took that.
Yeah, of course. So I didn't take the English proficiency exam because we didn't require that. In the ninth and 10th grade, I did IGCSE, and I got 8 A stars, 2 A's, and 1B. In the 11th and 12th, I did the IB diploma. My subjects were physics, econ, and math HL. And in SL, it was English, Spanish, and chemistry. I got a predicted of 43. That's what I used to apply to college. Um, and finally, I did in standardized testings, I did the ACT exam. I gave it twice. I got a 33 and a 32, but my super score overall turned out to be higher than that. It became 34. I also did the SAT 2 subject test. I did physics, chemistry, and math. And in math, I got 800. In physics, I got 740, and chemistry, I got 730. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And what about your extracurricular activities? What was there on your college
My
profile?
college profile. Yeah. Okay. So I did a lot of summer schools. Okay. In the ninth grade summers, that means between ninth and 10th, I went to between the 8th and ninth grade summer, I went to Stanford for an English literature summer program. Actually, it was called Great Books. Between the ninth and 10th, I went for this other summer program. It was called Where There Be Dragons. It was an amazing experience. It was a cultural immersion program, and we basically had a lot of trekking and learning about culture and camping and stuff like that. It was a 1 month trip in Myanmar, um, without any access to electronics, just getting to know about a country that is like recently opening up to the world. Between the 10th and 11th grade in summer, I went to Brown University for summer school. I did two courses simultaneously in 3 weeks. I did applied statistics and international law. And between the 11th and 12th in summers, I did an internship in India. I did in Bombay. I did a law internship, um, at a law firm. Uh, I also had other things, like I played chess professionally for 10 years. So I was like really, I was a FIDE rated player, so I had put that in. I was also really interested in scuba diving, and I was certified scuba diver. So I put my scuba diving certification in. I also put some other research projects I carried out, and also volunteering, like my school CAS projects, like village development project, or the MAD project, in which we had to organize a football tournament to raise money for charity. So just um, uh, things such as this that would make you seem more like holistic and basically attractive to the college, add value to the class.
Superb. That's really great, Aryaman. Do you remember what did you write in your Common App essay?
Yes. So, like I was just mentioning right now, I was really interested in scuba diving, right? And I was a certified scuba diver. So, my Common App essay was basically about something in my life that I was really passionate about, and that was scuba diving. Uh, I wrote I wrote about the time I was first introduced to it, and how it was a whole like new world to me, and like how because of that I got so addicted to scuba diving. I went and I've dived in 4 or 5 different countries now. I have over 30 dives. Um, I am certified, and I even spoke about like this one time I had a near death experience with scuba diving. So uh, that was something that really would get the interest of the readers, and like me still doing the dives, even though uh, I had such an experience. So it was just like a life changing experience for me, which I wrote about.
Would you like to share that
About scuba diving?
about your experience, your life changing the
Oh no, that was just me having like almost like zero oxygen. So I had to like go into my body's regulator. So I had to breathe through it, and then we had to do like an emergency ascent
Oh,
into outside.
okay, great. Okay, Ariman, we have one more question here for you. And uh, who do you think would be a good fit at NYU Stern? And or maybe you can tell us about who would not be a good fit at NYU Stern.
Okay, so in my opinion, I think for a college such as NYU, which doesn't have a campus, you should be able to go out and talk to people and be able to make friends in your own by putting in your own effort. Like it won't just happen naturally because they don't have a campus, right? So you don't just see people um around the place. Like you can't just step out of your dorm and see people outside and go meet them. You have to go for club events. You have to go for activities. You have to you end up making like your own social circles, and that's how you meet people in this college. Um, Another fit for NYU Stern is, of course, people who uh, are really determined to becoming uh, to doing something. So NYU Stern is primarily known for finance and business. So someone who is really interested in that. For NYU as a whole, it's a really good school. Someone who's a really who has a really who's really open to getting to know global personalities, like getting to know people from different parts of the world and open to all experiences. Because I think NYU is one school with the highest highest number of international students and representation from maximum number of countries. It's a really big school, so there are a lot of people. It can get lonely at some times for people who are introverts and don't like stepping out too much because it's a really big city and sometimes you get lost. But that's why you have to make sure you have your friends and you are able to go out and meet people. Yeah.
Superb. Aryaman, one final question. Uh, and it's not really a question. It's about what would you advise to the students who are considering NYU Stern? They are applying to NYU Stern in the coming months.
Uh, to NYU Stern. Okay, fine. So basically, if so, do you want like advice about applying to college or like why you should apply to college or?
No, applying to college. They have decided. So they're
Okay,
not. Yeah, they've decided to
okay.
apply now.
So application help, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically try and show them how you're different. Like how would you add value to their class? Why should they take you to be the class of 25 or 20, yeah, 25 right now?
25. Yeah.
Yeah, why should they want you in their class? How would you add value to their class? Because you want to show your life experiences, you want to tell them about your personality and why you're different from the other 12,000 people who are going to be applying to college. So just yeah, basically make them feel your emotions and your personality and show them your story.
Superb. Let me just take a couple of questions from the Q&A, and then all the students who are out there, if you have any questions for Aryaman, just say Aryaman first, and then type in your question, so he'll know that the question is directed towards him. Aryaman, this question now, so that this one second. You mentioned about your research project, right? So what was it about?
My research project in uh, in the 11th and 12th grade. So basically, it was part of my school like extended essay and stuff. I did more stuff outside school. It was about the
Mhm.
fintech. It was about the fintech industry in India, the growing fintech industry post demonetization. Uh, yeah, so it was just all of that stuff.
Okay. Someone is asking about your dorms. How far are your dorms from your classes?
Okay, so the dorm I stayed in, it was a 13, 14-minute walk from campus. Okay, there are dorms, like a campus, I mean, where Washington Square Park. So Washington Square Park has all NYU buildings around it. Okay, that's generally what we call campus because that's
Hmm.
the hub of NYU buildings.
Okay.
Um, and that's where Stern is. So all my classes would be in Stern, right? My dorm was 10, 12-minute walk, but there are dorms which are like 3, 4-minute walks away from Stern as well. Uh,
Hmm.
they are around Washington Square Park as well. How are the dorms? They're not the best. Okay, not like they're really small because you're in NYU, so rent is really high. Space there are constraints. Yeah, so the dorms are not the best, but you have your personal bathroom like for your dorm unit.
Okay.
No
Uh,
shared
how,
bathroom.
okay. How did you get the school? Did you do scuba diving in Mumbai also, or was it mostly outside?
No, no. So you don't scuba dive in Bombay. You just like do your training session in like a pool, but the water is too bad for you to go in Bombay. Only outside. I've gone to Maldives. I've gone to Lakshadweep. I've gone to Greece. I've done in Turks and Caicos, and even in the UAE. Oh, I also just did it in the Dominican Republic.
Okay, superb. So another question is, does a good SAT score really add value while you're applying to NYU?
Of course. So your standardized testing score is basically a filter. So the college is gonna see. Okay, so say you're doing SAT, so college will see. Okay, everyone who is above 1500. Oh, sorry, everyone who is below 1500, they're just gonna throw your application out and only start looking at the guys who have higher than that. So for me, ACT, it was say 32 or 33 for Stern.
Okay. Do you know about scholarships? Like, does NYU offer scholarships or financial aid?
Yes, yes, they do, but it's really hard for international students to get a scholarship. Uh, yeah, generally the only scholarships that international students get in NYU is when you are recruited into the college. That means when you when the college gives you admission for playing a particular sport really well, and then they pay for the whole thing. But getting a scholarship in Stern is really hard. Uh, yeah.
Okay. So you applied for finance. What are some of the things that students can do to demonstrate their interest or show that they have a strong profile in finance? Do you have any
So
suggestions for that?
yeah, so I actually did this this investment competition. It was this knowledge at Wharton investment competition, KWHS. Uh, it wasn't so we basically had to we're given a certain amount of money. Like it was basically a stock simulator for Indian, American, all stocks around internationally, and we were given like $1 million, and we had to invest that into stocks, and we had like 3-4 months to show our results. It didn't really matter how much returns we made, but by the end of it, we had to write a whole paper stating our strategy and our thought process behind investing in the particular stock. And we ended up reaching the Asia finalists for that event, for that competition. It was out of like 400 or 500 teams, like only 10 teams were selected to be the Asia finalists. So that was one thing. You can do an internship in the finance industry and between your 11th and 12th grade in college. You can show, you can do research in the finance industry. Like I said, I did research for fintech. Just to get to know about the industry, you can do something like that. Um, I don't know what else could you do. Like you can invest in stocks. If your parents are into that, you could definitely uh, show your interest by investing in stocks and showing that, oh, these are the returns you made, I guess, or like this is what this is my strategy I've been using and why it's successful. Use the stock simulator online.
Okay, superb. Thank you so much, Aryaman. That was really helpful. Thank you for spending time with us and for answering so many questions, sharing about your profile, about your Common App essay, about your scuba diving experiences. Really wonderful. Now, I do have some more questions coming in, but maybe if you can just go online in the Q&A feature and just answer some of those, that would be really helpful for these students. And once again, thank you for joining us today. Yeah, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you for having me. I'll answer the questions.
Great.